even your own life, because once this goes in, that graphene iron oxide, it immediately destroys your ability to reproduce. It literally destroys the reproductive organs, the male reproductive, female. It's targeted at destroying and sterilizing. When it goes into the bone marrow, it destroys the inability for the body to create lymphocytes. When it goes into your heart, it stops it. We know this with children, young adults that are receiving these inoculations. It's called myocarditis, pericarditis. These are irreversible, and the deaths are significant. If it goes into the fatty tissues of the breast, it causes inflammatory ductal cell carcinomas. If it goes into the brain, it destroys, listen to this word, the most important neurological part of the brain called the corona radiata. Corona. The corona poisons graphene and iron and aluminum. Some even have titanium dioxides. It destroys the corona and shuts down your consciousness and literally takes it over. Because once you have been inoculated, they're now able to connect you to the Internet of Things and to the supercomputer of which Microsoft controls and assigns you an identification number for contact tracing, where they can actually monitor your heartbeat, monitor your blood sugar, and even send out a specific, let's say, force of a magnetic field if they decide that you are a useless eater. So they have control over your life and whether you live or die, and if you don't play by their rules, they can terminate you. This is the matrix. And people have fallen for this. Now, if you look at this, this is a tubular graphene iron oxide particulate. Here again, it's in the micro range because it aggregates and forms these ribbons and these tubes. And look what it is. It's like putting a magnet into your blood. Look what it's attracting. It's attracting a group of red blood cells, and it's causing a clot. And this clot is the number one cause of suffocation. So if you understand circulation, and particularly pulmonary circulation, there's a system that comes from the blood into the pulmonary system of the lungs, and blood has to go in single file. If it does not go into single file, it can cause pulmonary embolism, and you can suffocate and die. This is exactly what this inoculation does. It causes clotting throughout the entire body, and when you clot, you don't circulate properly, and if you don't circulate, you can't eliminate, and so your carbon dioxide builds up, and it's like shutting the garage door, turning on your automobile, and literally suffocating from carbon monoxide poisoning. In this case, it's carbon dioxide poisoning. And you die from what is called hypercapnia, hypoxia, or death by suffocation. And this is the reason by those who have been ventilated, over 90% of them die, because you cannot break up a clot by pushing oxygen in the lung. This is a blood problem. And the blood problem is a decompensation of the biochemistry that's leading to this, and an exchange or a flip of the electromagnetic frequencies, where the cell literally becomes, its polarity changes. It goes from negative on the surface where it repels other cells to become positive where it begins clotting. And this is all caused by the inoculation. And they all do this. They are all containing these secret, non-disclosed ingredients. And at the bottom of this article, and I don't want you to go to the bottom right now, okay, because this article is 80 pages long. and it has over 60 micrographs and charts, and it shows you how you are being connected. Now, this is a clot here. This is actually a blood clot, and what you see is you see this tubule, this ribbon in the blood. You can see how it kind of goes up and curves down and goes up again. This is a ribbon of graphene oxide. In the little black dots, do you see the little black dots?
Yes.
All those little black dots are either of graphene oxide. If they're bulging, those are Trypanosoma cruzi parasites.
Oh.
So we're finding parasites that are also, and these parasites are so small, they literally can destroy your life. They're highly toxic, and they're associated, these parasites are associated with convulsions. They're associated with loss of muscular function and coordination. They're associated with dementia. You start losing your mind. You start shaking. You have a convulsion. So in combination, I can only suggest that not only is this inoculation an injection of a biosensor, which would be nothing more than the mark of the beast, because if you don't have this inoculation, you're not going to be able to buy and sell, because the inoculation will bind you to receiving and transmitting radiation coming from satellite or from earth towers, cell towers, that literally connect you up to the Internet of Things. The graphene iron oxide is necessary, and it's important that you have multiple inoculations that is encouraged by these back actors and Luciferians in order to make that connection and to assign to you the mark, which is the identification. And this is a patent you can look up. You can't make this stuff up. I wished it was. I wish to God this was just, a nightmare that we're going to wake up from. But more people are dying. More people are dying than are being saved by this. I mean, the risk factor for no inoculation is 99.9%. But if you're around another human who has been inoculated, they are not what's the word they use in virology? Infectious. They are transmitting. They receive your Wi-Fi and they transmit that Wi-Fi. They're literally human cell towers that are transmitting 2.4 and up. If it goes up to 41, in other words, they have the volume. They can turn it up or turn it down. Once they turn it up to 41.3 gigahertz, that will quantum link you with the tower, and it's end of life. It's end of life. So the 2.4, people feel it. If you're feeling like things are creeping underneath your skin, that's a result of the radiation. Now, if you translate corona in Latin, corona means radiation. If you translate virus in Latin, it means poison. Radiation poisoning from a system that now is in place that can target and locate anyone, anywhere, if you've been inoculated. That's why there's a big push for inoculation. Wow. Because now they have control. They have population control. They have population over reproduction. They have for the elderly who have comorbidities. Hey, from their perspective, these are useless people. They're not making any contribution to society, and therefore all they are is a drain on, the resources of this planet, so they get taken out. So on the booster, which contains 400 micrograms of graphene iron oxide, those boosters are going to accelerate the death rate in our senior citizens, of which, guess what? I'm one. I'm 70 years old. So I'm on that list to get the booster. If I don't, then my privileges are taken away. Look, I don't care about these privileges, to be honest with you. I care about my life. I care about my children. I care about my family.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's important.